Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Gary Bonson. Have two last minute considerations for the board to consider on the agenda this evening. Possibility of adding a number 24, which is a grant writing services with MRB, and a 25, which is holidays in the Hamlet with Kevin Quigley for a wagon ride. Their motion to move the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Move on to public comment. Please provide your name, address, limit your comments to 3 minutes or less until everyone's had a chance to speak.
My name is Vince Dick. I live at 53 Hawks View. There's a couple more copies if you need it.
Thank you.
My comments have to do with questions to the town board, whether there's a legal entity that's permitted to conduct retail business selling tangible property at 3898 Rushmenden Road. We all know this house commonly down in the Hamlet. But my questions are, if there is an entity that is licensed to do business at that location, is that business or individual or the owner of the property in full compliance with fundamental and regulations codes regarding permit to conduct retail business, the business district zoning requirements for that address, and all requirements for signage, permitted hours of operation, lighting, and other requirements that are applicable to permitted business in the town. If an entity at that location has not been issued a permit by the town, why does it appear that requirements in code have not been or aren't being enforced for signage such as advertisement for business, size of signs, the amount of window door coverage that are applicable to all the signs that are on the property, period of illumination signs, and there may be other elements that apply to it. And then lastly, if there are out of code findings, do they get enforced against the person who occupies the property or the property owner, who I believe is a separate party? Ideally, I'd like these questions answered by the board either in one of the meetings coming up, but ideally before the end of 2025. In the handout that I gave you, I provided information that shows there was an entity that was incorporated and registered with the state of New York in 2019 as American Patriot Sportswear, but with a Victor address and a PO box. And there is a business location there. However, I've given several examples of how the signage in front of that house changed from after the business registration in 2019 up through current day, and advertisements outside to call a number, text, or ring the doorbell to go in there for retail goods being sold have happened almost continuously, but certainly off and on through the period up until today. I've also looked into the registration with the state of New York, and while the business American Patriot Sportswear is registered, it had no filings since 2021. I have no idea if it's in compliance. I've also done a search to see if it's paying sales tax on the goods that are being sold. And I also can't find information that that's existing. And I would presume that if sales tax is being paid, in theory, it's coming back to some municipality where those sales are being made. And if the only location where there is a registration, if that registration is still valid, that's in the next county over. It's not this county, it's not this town. So those are my comments.
Thank you,
And I
sir.
appreciate the board's looking at it.
Sir, I would suggest you contact the code enforcement officer.
I'll be absolutely happy to do this, sir. Will a copy of these be provided to them?
Sure.
All right. Here's a place to start, and I'll be happy to help them along the way.
Thank you.
All right.
Anybody else? A reminder, there's another public comment later on the agenda. Communications. Michelle?
I don't know.
Tom?
Okay, Williams Road's completed. The signs have been taken down.
We're done installing the delineators and all the subdivisions. We're about 50% complete with the snow fence. Mechanics installed all the salters and plows on the truck and out doing a salt run right now. We removed the hedgerow at the splash park for the expansion of the parking lot. If Mother Nature allows, we may be working on that next month or so. Two more of the highway employees have received their stormwater certification county. And last Thursday, we had a highway meeting with DOT. They call them an OPP training, one person plow training. DOT came out to the shop and gave a meeting for all the employees and plowing.
Thank you. Tom Prover?
No big updates. We have still working DOT and New York State DEC to get the permits. We did receive additional comments from the DOT, which we've addressed those. We do have two things on the agenda. One is for the Stony Lonesome Road public hearing, and Stony Lonesome Road secret determination. And we submitted for you guys last month a draft copy of our proposal for records retention grant. This would be a continuation of the grant that the town was successful in securing this past year, so it'll just be a continuation.
Thank you. Brent?
Attended the MCBA meeting in the month of October. It went well. Attended the joint meeting with the highway, still productive, rebuilding the communication between the town board and the highway. Plan on attending the veterans luncheon tomorrow. There's been no planning board meeting since our last town board meeting. However, on the 19th, the planning board has a 2-lot subdivision near the intersection of West Bloomfield and Mountain Hill Road. That's a 2-lot subdivision with site plans. Met with a village trustee liaison for the reorganization of a Honey Falls business group. I'm not sure if they're gonna be a chamber or an organization. We had discussions of collaborative efforts between this new group and the MCBA, possible ideas including job fairs, cross promoting events, shared workforce during events, and possible shared promotional literature. Local business owner belongs to both groups and is a logical liaison moving forward between these groups. I'm looking forward to that. Met with the mayor of Honey Falls and the chief in the Honey Falls ambulance separately to discuss ideas of reviewing the contract that we have been discussing in the last few meetings. It was agreed it's probably best to have a joint meeting early in 2026 with the new town board, village and West Bloomfield to review the 40-year-old contract and confirm it still reflects the needs and the communications of the current regulations of EMS. And I would expect that some subcommittees will be set up off of that to go through what the contract is, because we do have, as you know, we have different cycles for the budget. So there's some hurdles to overcome. That's all that I have.
Thank you. Kim?
Well, I attended the ZBA meeting, what's that? On October 23rd. There were, a general area variance for 880 Cheese Factory Road seeking relief of a 10.55 foot for proposed garage addition that they did approve. At 1744 West Bloomfield, requesting relief to enlarge an existing barn, that was also approved. And then there was a general discussion with a resident, which is going to be on our agenda for later this evening. October 30th, I attended Senator Pam Helming's Veterans Recognition Ceremony in Canandaigua, where 44 local veterans were recognized for their service and continued contributions. Their stories are powerful reminders of what it means to serve and the freedoms that we enjoy because of their sacrifice. And then last week, I attended the Mendon Youth Center open house, which was attended by some parents and their kids.
Thank you. Cindy?
Have partnered with Pinehurst and Bleak House to offer various events, and outreach remains a high priority for all on the board. The library will be closed until 1 p.m. on November 13th for their staff training meeting. The staff will discuss sustainable libraries and the 2026 library building anniversary. The library purchased 10 books with a sustainability theme using Board of Trustee funds in honor of the Friends. An article about the library was published on 10/24/25 in the Penny Saver titled Kelly Paganelli, Creating a Lifelong Love of Reading. The Friends were honored with a proclamation from the town for National Friends of Libraries Week. Katie Goodue is the new Library Board of Trustee member. And Lila said she thanked the town and Michelle Booth specifically for scheduling the Wired for Opportunity classes at the Mendon Community Center. She said the October classes were a success and 100% of those enrolled completed the Intro to Computer series. Future classes are being scheduled for January. And I also included for Michelle their data usage for the solar table for October 2025. And they have had quite a bit of usage. So you can include that in a minute. And that's it.
Thank you. Jim?
Yeah, I attended this month's Environmental Conservation Board meeting where they were reviewing a subdivision and site plan application. And this the EPODs they were dealing with were scenic vistas and soils susceptible to ponding. And this was the first time they had dealt with a scenic vista EPOD on a subdivision. So they were going to get together with the planning board and the code enforcement officer to kind of go over that, make sure they know everybody's on the same page with that. And the plans at that time did not have those EPODs delineated on them, so they'd have to go back and put those on. So that's that'll be an ongoing thing. And American Legion wise, we took part as part of the honor guard at the Equus Center's Hoof It for Heroes event that they do. This was November 2nd. They do a 2.2 mile walk run through their fields, honor and to raise money, veteran suicide, and through veterans programs that they do right at the Equus Center, which are quite expansive now. So we were honored to take care of that. The Canandaigua Legion and the Marine Corps Detachment also took part in that. I also attended the Senator Helming's Veterans Recognition Ceremony, and I think there was, so John Connolly was a local veteran who was recognized. Wally Anderson and Ben Rollinson, both local vets, were recognized posthumously. Pete Tribal from Lima was also recognized. So it's their 8th annual. It's in Canandaigua that she holds. It's a really nice ceremony and event. So if anybody gets a chance to go to that, please do. And I'd just like to say happy birthday to all my Marine Corps friends, especially my father-in-law, who's no longer with us, Sergeant Ray France. I married the daughter of a Marine, so that's all I have.
Thank you. Mendon Youth Center, as previously mentioned, we had an open house on November 6th with some middle schoolers and some adults. They will be opening up on Wednesday, November 12th, starting the season Monday through Thursday, 2 to 6 p.m. on school days that HFL is in session. We have a health insurance meeting for employees on the 12th. I have a transition meeting with the supervisor-elect on the 13th. December 17th will be the menorah lighting, which is over by, I don't think they took the totem pole back down yet, but over by the totem pole. Just the pocket park of the village is at the end of the parking lot out here. And of course, tomorrow's as our annual Veterans Day lunch and ceremony at the Four Corners at 11 o'clock. Hopefully there's good attendance to appreciate all our veterans. Moving on with the agenda, next is the town clerk's monthly report.
I would make a motion to acknowledge receipt of the town clerk's monthly report for October 2025 showing receipts and disbursements in the amount of $43,729.22.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on October 20th, 2025 as presented.
I will second.
Any discussion?
Yes. On page 13 of those minutes, executive session personnel, correct? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. It says it was adopted and my name is there and for the adjournment as well, and I was not there.
Okay.
I was there for entering in, but I was not there for the resolution.
Going up.
Okay.
Is there a second to that?
Yeah.
We had it.
Yep.
Right, you second it
Yeah.
with your
And
notation.
I'm fine with the notation, yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we'll move on to budget adjustments. I do have a last minute budget adjustment, for the board regarding something that, we added to the agenda regarding the, professional services for grant writing with MRB. This would be from 1990.4, which is a contingency accounting fee fund, to B 8020.4, which is planning contractual. And that would be for $9,000.
I will make a motion to adopt the budget adjustments as listed with that addition.
I will second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Vouchers?
I will make a motion to approve all claims on vouchers number 25-547 to 25-552 on general abstract 25-11A in the amount of $22,464.22.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? General life safety.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to give me the okay.
Okay.
A motion was made, or I'll make a motion to approve all claims on vouchers number 25-553 to 25-588 on general abstract 25-11B in the amount of $37,124.43.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
Then highway abstract, I'll make a motion to approve all claims on vouchers number 25-329 to 25-355 on highway abstract 25-11 in the amount of $22,976.62.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
And then we have the library abstract A for library vouchers number 25-174 to 25-179 on library abstract 25-11A in the amount of $1,693.81. That was presented to us for payment. And then library abstract B for vouchers number 25-180 to 25-187 on library abstract 25-11B in the amount of $2,706.49.
Thank you. Number 10 is the 2026 Summer Recreation Program agreement.
I'll make a motion to enter into intermunicipal cooperative agreement regarding the community summer recreation 2026 with the Honey Falls Lima Central School District as presented to the board this meeting.
I'll second.
I'm going to recuse myself because part of my salary with my job at the district, I earn money from that. So I'm going to recuse from voting.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next is number 11 is the Fire Protection District contract.
I'll make a motion to adopt the 2026 fire protection contract for the Men in Fire Protection District number 1 with the villages of Honea Falls as presented at this meeting for the amount of $265,007.
I'll second.
And 29 cents.
Oh, that's, I'm sorry,
29 cents. And
I rounded down.
Kim, you're good with the second?
Oh, yeah.
Pardon. Any discussion? The public hearing was held at our last town board.
Everything got straightened out, the insurance, right?
Yes,
All set now. Okay.
yes. Yes, we have our, as most of you know, our insurance company is Nymer. The village insurance company is Nymer. Nymer asked us to make sure there was certain language included in any fire or EMS contracts, and to protect our taxpayers, that's exactly what we did. Want to pass down the contract for signatures.
Part of that was, as we talked about certificates of insurance, making sure those are on file and things like that, so that was.
Do we vote? Sure.
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Let's see, next is number 12, the establishment of a public hearing for Stony Lonesome Road closure.
I'll make a motion to hold a public hearing on the closure of Stony Lonesome Road at 7 PM. Or as soon thereafter as said hearing can be convened Monday, December 8th, 2025 at the Mendon Town Hall.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Again, this has been an ongoing. There's been a few complications regarding wetlands and neighbors' access to their driveways, et cetera, but we've been working through it. So I think we're at the point where we feel pretty comfortable with holding a public hearing and progressing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Next, number 13 is to establish lead agency for Stony Lonesome closure. I do not, did you have a specific resolution?
Resolution.
Don?
No, I was typed up resolution.
I-
Received.
I will make a motion for the town board to announce its intent to be lead agency for the coordinated seeker review with regards to Stony Lonesome Road closure.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
I think, Tom, will you be passing out that to the agencies for us?
Yeah, I think that.
They're up for the third coordinated review. All right, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Building department tech purchases.
I'll make a motion to authorize the following purchases for the building department to be paid from account B8020.4. 2 iPad Air for the amount listed in the agenda. 5 electronic standing desks and a smart TV for digital plan review and collaboration.
I will second that.
Any discussion?
I appreciated the quotes.
Ah,
I think this is what we've been talking about moving forward, getting into more electronic format. The TVs, my understanding is they're planning on putting it up here with a laser pointer. So when applicants are up here looking at it with the planning board and saying this and that, there can be, the plans are up there, it can be pointed to with a laser pointer to help with the audience to follow along.
And my understanding, the iPads are for when they're out on a job, and then I like the fact that they're looking for ergonomic, the standing desks.
Well, and I appreciate it. I'm sorry.
Nope, you go ahead.
That, I think one of the iPads was also to have in the office
For the
for, if we're gonna go
residents.
to this all filling out forms online, to have one there that they can help people work through. I thought that's gonna be a great idea.
I think it will help sharing the forms too.
Yeah.
I do have a question. Were you done?
I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's fine. About 5 electronic standing desks. I agree, they're very handy. But why 5?
Because there's 5
it's
people,
5 people.
5 desks.
That's right, that's not, one is shared at the time, at the moment.
Okay,
Jim, Corey, Bruce, Craig.
I just thought that seemed a little excessive, but
Any other discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Are you, was that an aye, Cindy, or are you?
yeah, I'm sorry, yes, I was reading.
Want to make sure I had your votes recorded. 15101 Summel Road, these are building renovations.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the building renovations to the cold storage building as delineated on the request dated November 5th, 2025 from the Highway Department in an amount not to exceed $20,000 and to be paid from account A1620.4.
I will second that.
This has been something that's been ongoing with highway superintendent Brent, myself about improving the facilities on Summel Road, making the time, I don't know if you want to fill in the gaps, but you're looking for some places where we can keep equipment out of
Yes,
the
we
weather.
need heated storage. Especially now with the buildings and grounds truck with a solder on it, that can't sit outside. And when that building was built, it's a 6-bay building. And they only insulated and finished off 3 of the bays. And that was always in a future plan to finish the other 3. And now it's coming about.
That
Or
was
we
my
need it.
impression was finishing that job.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 16. Use of town property requirements.
I will make a motion to add a hold harmless and indemnification clause in favor of the town on all facility use forms and require a certificate of insurance from any organization wishing to use a facility.
Second,
Any discussion? Once again, this comes from the NYMER folks. They come out every year, and every year they have a few new twists to protect the town.
Yes, this was a recommendation from.
Yes, yes. Any other discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next is Godemeyer zoning. Mr. Godemeyer is here for you, sir. I know I provided the board with the information regarding it. We have it on for discussion, sir. So if you wouldn't mind just kind of giving us a little bit of a background, because I know it's a little complicated. Wherever you're comfortable. Okay.
As I said, the goal is to have the option to give land to the kids so that they can build. And back in 2000, I submitted the thing before the zoning change. Unfortunately, there was a seeker requirement because we border Minot Bonds Park, and that took us past the time when the approval went. It was all in a 3-month period. November, I made the request. January, it was approved, and in December, they made the zoning change from R2 to R5. So my argument is that we really should have been zoned R5, R2. I'm a little nervous here, I'm sorry.
No, take your time.
Yeah. Having said that, we can go the variance route, but if we go the variance route, we don't qualify for the acreage or the width of the lot. And so there's probably 8 variances that would be required. It'd be much cleaner to go the R2 lot approach. The other part of it is that nothing's immediate. My sons are 42 and 46. The one son has a remote job where he could move now, but as of today's world, you never know how your job situation is going to be. So he doesn't want to tie himself down to being in Rochester till he's closer to retirement.
Sure. So does the board have any questions of Mr. Godemeyer?
Are you aware of what your neighboring parcels are zoned?
They are zoned R5. One of them's conservation district,
Okay,
Martha Lee's old property. And then the other one's a 33-acre piece of property, 28 acres piece of property.
Okay.
So it's also zoned R5.
R5. Across the street, is that zoned R2?
Yes,
Is there a parcel to the north of you that's zoned R2 or no? Is that R5?
yes, there are. There's several smaller houses up in the north.
Going round and round with this for 25 years, it looks
I
like.
know, and it's not gonna be another 20 years before the kids want to build. And, you know, I've created a map that shows how we could divide it into R2. There's a possibility that we would only want one of them to build, but you just don't know at this point.
Sure.
So keyword is options. No intention to sell. I'm not trying to, make the property more valuable to sell it. I just want to give it to the kids. They've lived here all their life. Well, they went to high school here now, they're not necessarily.
Sure. I know there are some municipalities that allow a second single-family home to be built if you can show how it can be subdivided to meet zoning. And then if it is ever sold, it must go through that process. So we don't have that record on the book. There are other ones. Do you know how many variances it would take for this?
We need a variance for the lot size for all three lots.
If this was R2?
Oh, this was, the only variance we would need is that we're at 23 feet between the shop and the, one building, yeah, or the house. So it's 32 feet, so, I wouldn't be able to do the 20 feet.
Okay,
And Tom pointed out that this building here is, would be in front of what the house is. It's not a big building, it's just a shed that I keep a camper in. It could be torn down, is what I'm telling you.
it almost looks like, it feels like we're stuck in the chicken or the egg here. Is it feasible to be R2? You almost have to do some investigation to show where the houses would be that you can make it R2. But that's an investment, that's time. And if it's not gonna be R2, if it's gonna stay R5, then, does it work? Can you get the variance? Do you rezone? How do the site plans work? That's where I'm.
And like I say, I
Yeah.
can draw the thing, this is just feasibility.
Yeah,
Where the kids want to build their house, I don't know. I suspect each of them would build close to the edge of the hill. You believe that?
yeah, okay. I guess, I look at Tom Voorhees and Tom, the process to go through this would be rezoning first, ZBA first, planning board,
Or do rezoning first,
rezoning
and
and
CBA, then planning.
ZBA and then planning.
Why would I do that if the kids don't necessarily have a site plan where they want to build it? I want to get the zoning done.
Well, the planning would be the sublet.
Okay,
You could do subdivision with or without site plan.
okay,
You would create the lot. If they ever wanted to build, they would have to come back to the planning board for site plan.
I see. Okay. So go ahead and get the surveyor out and, create something that looks like this.
Yeah,
I've-
and I have some going right to Brian for the follow-up question, the rezoning.
Well, yes, if
Yeah.
right, I think all that would be contingent on if the rezoning
Okay,
were to take place.
so I wait for the decision on that first.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to what was being said about expending resources, making sure that's being done intelligently and that you need to spend those resources before going too far, I guess is what I would say. Yes.
Is there a feeling amongst the board that they would like to consult with any other boards in the town of Mendon before proceeding in any fashion? And
I was at the planning board recently, and they told me.
they say you here, I know they say here, yes, sir.
And that's, I would prefer to see something in writing from the planning board. Possibly the ECB as well, because it looks as though you have steep slopes on here. But
There's a plateau.
Yeah, they could be, the steep slopes could be the 15% variety. They don't look like 30% variety without scaling them off. So yeah, I'd like to something in writing from the ECB and the planning board. I think that's the town board doing their diligence. I'm less concerned considering that it's directly adjacent to R2 properties, that it does not appear to be spot zoning to me.
That was my initial concern, is that it could be considered spot zoning, but if you look, when you look at the zoning map in the general proximity of your property, Mr. Gottemeier, there's several other properties that are R2 mixed in with R5s as
Yep.
well.
Now, Mr. Gottemeyer, if I read through here, you have percolation and deep hole testing from 25 years ago.
Yes.
Yes. I
Oh.
think that goes a long way, because usually when we go R5 is because, you can't put in a conventional septic system. But it sounds, from what I read through here, it sounds like you probably could do a conventional septic system.
Yeah, it's an old gravel pit area, so I
Lot of drill.
wanted to put pipe in, and it was 30 seconds and.
And you have water main at the road too,
Yes.
correct? So it's municipal water
And natural gas.
and natural gas.
Could I
Yeah.
see that picture?
Yeah.
Thanks.
And Brent, you're the engineer, but,
I've been actually
and
once-
and Tom, I guess I would ask both of you, I mean,
Just wanted
do a
to take
deep
look
hole
at this.
test, it's not like that test is gonna change in a number of years.
The only way it would change is if you did massive regrading.
Yeah.
If you did something to the land. But yeah, I think I'd like to see something in writing from the town. I'm assuming any kind of rezoning is a process through public hearings. It's gonna take some time.
Correct. And this board, yes, of course, could seek the recommendation from another companion board if you think it would be helpful. That's something that could be done.
So I'm a little confused. I'm supposed to go to the planning board and ask for what? Oh,
Well, I think that we could,
you're gonna do that.
we can ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can have our attorney talk to their attorney to give them a little bit of guidance of what we're looking for.
We need a resolution.
Spent a lot of time with Brooke and Corey. They know what's going on.
You can do it administratively, but with that said, there's no harm in putting in a solution, so this board is. So its intent
Take one.
is.
Yeah.
In writing, and then it's.
That's good,
Yeah.
So would someone like to make a resolution to move it to send this information to the planning board for a recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Thank you, sir.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Certainly did a lot of work.
Yes.
Yeah. The next thing in number 18 is PERMA. It's a grant acceptance.
I'll make a motion to accept the permit safety grant listing as a reimbursement for safety training of $3,500 based on an application and quoted invoice for AED CPR training applied for by the Highway Department and according to the pertinent PERMA grant disbursement agreements.
Second.
Any discussion? As always with PERMA, I always like to mention that my daughter-in-law is related to the gentleman who works for PERMA and is part of this grant proposal. So, which has nothing to do with this. I think I mentioned this in the previous meeting. I think I've met him once. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Red Cross training.
I make a motion to authorize 16 participants to be trained in adult and pediatric first aid, CPR, AED at a cost of $2,531. Any additional participants would cost an additional $141. Cost includes a $275 on-site delivery fee for one training class, and any additional training classes would incur that fee. Length of the class is 5 hours and to be paid from DA 5130.4.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
No, not opposed, I'm for.
Number 20 is the 2026 swearing in ceremony.
I'll make a motion to hold the 2026 swearing in ceremony on Thursday, January 1st, 2026 at the Falls Post 664 Town of Mendon Community Center at 2 p.m.
Second.
Any discussion? This has been the practice for as long as I've been here. I'm sure it happened before I got here. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. New Year's Day.
I'll make a motion to approve Thursday, January 1st, 2026 as a paid town holiday.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. 22, employee recognition lunch.
Make a motion to approve the 2025 employee recognition lunch for Thursday, November 20th, 2025 at Falls Post number 664, Town of Mendon Community Center from 12 to 2 p.m. Cost not to exceed $1,000 to pay from A1010.4.
Second.
Any discussion? First time I'm aware of that we've ever had such a thing, and I think it's overdue and well deserved.
Agreed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Declaration of surplus.
Make a motion to declare the following surplus and authorize its disposition at RTI auctions, Cat General Purpose Backhoe Bucket, and the Grant Gravity Sand Chip Stone Tailgate Spreader.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just had a question. How old are these items?
The chip spreader is very old. It's been laying there for probably good 10, 15 years. The bucket that came with, when they bought the cat backhoe, it came with 2 buckets. The bucket we're getting rid of, we don't use. It's just sitting there rusting.
Okay. Thank you.
Any discussion or any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. New number 24. Is the grant writing services provided by MRB. Everybody should have a sheet in front of them regarding that, which is a continuation of the grant that we received currently. This is for, do these follow the calendar year, Tom?
They do, that's.
So it's really for 2026,
2026.
but due to the application process, we need to get the ball rolling now.
Agreed, yeah, they're coming up due next week.
I'll make a motion to authorize the supervisor to enter into the agreement for the 2026 professional services for grant writing services for the local government record management improvement funding application. The continuation of our 2025 grant.
Second.
Oh, third.
What'd you say?
Say third.
Oh,
Any discussion?
I've talked with Michelle and Corey about this, and they both, I don't want to speak for Michelle, but they both were enthusiastic about it, wanted to keep going, so I think we have to keep going on it. I think we've got years to catch up on all of Jim's paper boards that he has on the 3rd floor.
Sitting right here.
Yeah, and I would
It's
just
true, but
mention that, this year there were only 2 towns in Monroe County out of the 19 towns that received this grant. And I know there were, in my discussions with some of the other towns, there were other towns who applied for it and did not receive it.
And I think
Kudos to our people in the MRB for
the town that
making that a
we
successful
talked to
endeavor.
about this, I think they're in their 5th or 6th year
Yeah.
of doing this, and they freed up a lot of floor space for offices, meeting rooms and the like.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, holidays in the hamlet. This is for wagon ride during the Mendon. What is it? Holidays in the hamlet, right?
Where's the other?
Help me for a moment, I'd make a motion, I just don't recall the budget line.
Oh, I've got it written down.
Gonna come out of
B 7550.4.
B 7550.
And that is,
Beautification of the hamlet.
yes, contingent on.
Yeah.
The insurance that we already required previously in tonight.
So I will make a motion to accept the quote from KQ Percherons to provide horse-drawn wagon rides for the holidays in the hamlet, to be paid from B 7550.4 contingent on adequate insurance, naming the town as additionally insured is provided.
Is there a second?
I'll
Second.
second.
Any discussion?
Third.
This is something that's been going on. I think this is 3 or 4 years now. It's a big hit with the kids. Big hit with the businesses during now. They make a loop and they also have a hayride that goes on as well at the same time.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Move on to public comment. Again, please provide your name, address, limit the comments to 3 minutes or less till everyone's able to speak.
Hi, Tanner Cheek, 67 Hedgerow Circle. I just want to remind the board and the town, we have a great resource in the town, Honey I Falls Minden Volunteer Ambulance Service, that provides first aid and CPR training with Red Cross certification for $5 per person if they want the card. It's free if you don't want the certification. Had we done that, had we explored that, potentially we could have used the Parma grant to provide enhanced training for our employees with bloodborne pathogens or some kind of enhanced training. The second one, I've noticed a couple, well, rather significant budget transfers from snow and ice. I'm sure you remember we had rather significant overtime charges last winter. Just want to make sure that we are setting our highway department up for success and not going to be faced with a situation where we have budget shortfalls.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Anyone else? Just a reminder to everybody, when you don't see a decimal point after a budget line, it's a revenue line, not an expense. All in favor of adjourning? Or motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going for years.
Yeah.
Is this that same thing? Oh, no.
Yeah,
Good, all
but
right.
it's short, it's strong.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, yeah.
The bird doesn't get your full. Oh, houses, just you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First forever.
You know what?
Wow.
Oh, but she's dead, she's still there. Oh, that's.
Thank you, but she's.
That much. Comes right down the bottom.
I am, this is so.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
That.